Welcome to the Advanced Licensing Podcast Series with CEO John Bellavy. Here, we unlock the power of licensing, showing you how to own a business, build wealth, and keep control without the limits of franchising or the risk of going it alone. John sits down with the leaders of today's most exciting companies to reveal how licensing turns opportunity into freedom for you and your family. This is your inside track to building the business of your future. Let's dive in.
Welcome, everyone, to the Advanced Licensing Podcast Series. I'm excited today. We have our special guest, founder and owner of Aloha Mini Glow Golf, and it is what it sounds like. And I want to introduce one of the owners, Mr. Doug Molina. Hey, Doug.
Hi, John. How you doing today?
Good. Thanks for taking the time. I know your better half, your business partner, Vanessa's under the weather, but I know she would be on this podcast if she could. Hope she feels better.
Thank you, John. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. If you would, just tell the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got started on the road to opening up Aloha Mini Glow Golf, if you would.
Yes. Well, I was stationed in Hawaii. I was there from 99 to 2003. Well, I was various places, but Hawaii was my main station. And I always loved Hawaii. I always loved the palm trees, the people, everything Hawaii, the ocean. And I also fell in love with someone over there which is my wife now. So, we've been happily married since 2004 now. So quite a few years. And but that's how it all started. It was just living in Hawaii, falling in love with the Hawaii, falling in love with the people, and later on, going to a mini golf, which is a safari theme, and coming to think that, hey, maybe we can do this and bring this to the East Coast, where we live in Boston, Massachusetts, and that's how it all came about. It was just visiting a location and getting the idea from there, and we wanted to bring the spirit of Aloha to Hawaii.
Yeah, I love the layout. For those that haven't seen, the pictures and what you've done with the location is just phenomenal. What a great environment. What a bunch of fun. I know the family entertainment business is really booming. People are looking for ways to just, that's inexpensive fun for the family, for outings, for businesses, birthday parties. When did you open the first location?
The first location we opened in 2017, but I'm going to add a little bit to that. Sure. Before opening in 2017, in 2009, I opened a restaurant. That's where I always been an entrepreneur, and I always wanted to do something, for the people. At that time, it was cooking. It was cooking at that time, but I was operating a restaurant, and what happened was that I got hurt, and I had to close down the restaurant. I had to go to surgery, and that put me down for a while. But the restaurant taught me a lot. It taught me discipline, customer experience, operations, and importance of building something that brings people together. Now, in 2010, due to the medical complication that required surgery, I made a difficult decision to sell the restaurant. The season of my life forced me to pause and reflect. Instead of seeing it as a setback, I chose to reinvest in myself. In 2011, I enrolled in school, and in 2017, I earned my bachelor's degree from Northeastern University in Boston. During those years, I explored several business ventures. Some worked, some didn't, but each one sharpened my skills and clarified what I was truly looking for. I wasn't just searching for income. I was searching for impact. I wanted to build something that created value in people's lives, especially in families.
All right, let me ask you, Doug, what originally attracted you to the entertainment or the family attraction business?
What originally attracted me to the family entertainment industry was exactly that, families. While visiting another state, my family and I experienced blacklight mini golf course. The theme was completely different from what we eventually built, but the experience left a strong impression on me. I watched families laugh together, kids put their phones down, and parents fully engaged with their children. That sparked something on me. I realized that this was more than a game, it was an experience.
No, that's awesome. You are an entrepreneur. Obviously, your background, you've always, had that entrepreneurial mindset, which is
Yes.
important. So when you decided to open up Aloha Mini Glow Golf, just talk a little bit about, what that looked like. What kind of made you take that first step? And what does
Well, it
that
was,
look like as far as
yes,
the steps needed?
yes, it was the excitement of bringing the Aloha, but there was a lot of hesitation, to, you know, build this, to put this together. The hesitation was that now I was going to be dealing with a higher, uh, lease with a mall, and it was something that I was not used to, and also not knowing if the numbers will work, based on what the rent was going to be, not knowing how much it was going to be for the rent, and not knowing how much money we were going to be making. I did have faith because I'm always a positive person, but at the same time, that uncertainty that keeps you up at night sometimes, thinking, is this going to work? But, now we know that it did work.
Yeah,
Now we
yeah.
know how to make it
Now
work.
we can say, yeah, and you're right. There's always risk whenever you get in business for yourself. So especially
Yes,
signing a lease. And I know, your business model is based primarily in malls. And, we know malls across the country are, excuse me, vacant for the most part. They're looking for tenants. I mean, this could really, and I know you have connections all over the country to
yes,
get space for some of our licensees that need a location. Part of what we do is we'll help find a location, help negotiate the lease for the licensee to give them the best rates, the best terms.
yes.
And so the first location you opened, how many square feet was that and where is that located?
Yeah, that one is in Peabody, Massachusetts. It's just a little bit over 5,000 square feet.
Okay.
But in actuality, let me say something. We do birthday parties at that location. So we're only utilizing about 3,500 square feet for the game, and the rest is on the party room. So we're not using the whole space, but at the same time, it's been profitable.
Exactly. Yeah. And
Yes.
for those, and then how long did you have that before you said, let's open up another one? Because obviously you had now proof of concept. It's
Yes.
working. You're making money. At what point did you say, okay, we need to open another one?
So after 13 months that we opened, we actually recuperated the money that it took to build this.
Wow.
And that's when we realized that, this was something really good, because typically it takes businesses about 5 years to recoup the money that they invest into opening a business. But for us, it was a lot quicker. The only thing that would stop us was not finding a location that was big enough. That was always difficult because when you go to a mall, a lot of the spaces are like 1,500 square feet, and we minimum want to do 3,500. That's if we're not doing a party room. But it was in after in the beginning of the second year when we knew we could expand and go bigger.
No, and that's important because it's always about return on investment. When somebody puts money into a business, when do they recoup that? Now, I know your business model set up to really recoup within 6 to 12 months, which is unprecedented. A lot of businesses, to your point, takes 5 years or more to get into the black. So,
Yes.
that was encouraging when you saw the income, getting your money back, and then you open up. How big is the second location?
The second location we opened, well, I'm gonna do some explanation too. It was 15,000 square feet, but it was a temp lease. A temp lease meaning at the most they have temp lease and they have permanent lease. Uh, about 80% of the people that are inside the malls leasing are temps.
Mhm.
So what happened was that somebody took my space. Somebody came, somebody that was going to pay big money for my space. So I went from a 15,000 square feet. I moved that location to 7,500 square feet. But what happened there, because my numbers were already high, although I was a temp lease, the management, the mall management, they gave me a spot that's now permanent. So that's the exciting part. Even though we came in as a temp, we gotta give numbers to the mall management every month. They see my numbers. They said, you know what, you're actually able to become a permanent lease, and they gave me permanent lease at the 7,500 square feet. So that was exciting. The numbers are about the same what we were doing on the 15,000 square feet to what we're doing now. So it was a win-win situation. It's a smaller space, but even 7,500 square feet is still big, still really big.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it is big, and that location, being successful. Now, when you get a location, I know there's a build out, there's a process that you will help a licensee, so there's no guesswork as far as what it takes to build it out, and you have all the connections for all the supplies and everything that they need to really decorate it and duplicate what you've already done, right?
Yes. So the idea here is that whoever wants to, join us and, want to open a Aloha Mini Glow Golf, we're going to help them with everything, where to get all the products, the putters, the balls. But the most important thing is the murals that we use, because that's what brings everything together. Yes, we do have the games, the platforms, with the 4x4s with the neon lights, the black lights. But what brings everything together is the murals, the paintings, and I already have that set up. So when we open one, no matter where it is, California, can be Washington, anywhere, we're gonna get those murals to them, to bring the spirit of aloha, and also it's not just the murals, but also the setup. How you gonna put them? Because uh, everything has not one, I don't want to say perfection, but there's a way of doing things, because you cannot put something with water, then land, then water, because it's just going to look a little bit off. So we try to, put everything together that works, like the one that we just built now, on the third location. We have these ladies by with their like hula
Yeah.
dresses. We got the palm trees, and it's a huge mural. It's let's see, it's about 20 feet long, and it's beautiful. You have the palm trees, but on the opposite side you see the ocean. So it's like they can look at the ocean, and then I have Hawaiians, both females and males on canoes, one on each side, and they're on their canoes. But
Yeah.
it's like the ladies are looking at them, and they're on the different games, different paintings, but it all comes together. So it's everything, the small details
It
that bring
is.
things together, which is what makes it popular. That people like it.
Yeah, so knowing the layout, and then that's again something you're going to help a licensee out is really have the right layout. And you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this location. I always say it's always nice that a licensee has something that they can look at and say, okay, I can do this, I can duplicate it. And how long did you have that second location? And where's the second location?
Yes, the second location is, I want to say it's an hour away from our first location. So
Okay,
Peabody, Massachusetts for the first one. The second location is Manchester, New Hampshire. Is at the
Manchester.
Mall of New Hampshire. That's the name of the mall.
Oh wow, okay.
Yes. Mhm.
So you had that, and now yeah, and then you went ahead and opened up a third one. Where's the third location?
Yes, we have the third one in Braintree, Massachusetts. Now, Braintree, Massachusetts, it's a very big mall. I've been trying to get there since 2018. I've been going to the mall management asking for space, but they never had a space big enough for me. So right now, Forever 21, unfortunately, they went out of
Yeah.
business. So I took their spot. But the beauty about what I've been doing, because a lot of mall managers know me from different malls, just because what I'm doing, the attraction of bringing people into the malls. The beauty is that they're looking for me. So the mall manager for Braintree, as soon as before they closed down, actually before Forever 21 closed down, he called me and said, Douglas, I know you've been trying to get here. I finally got a spot for you. I haven't called anyone because I know you want this spot. I know you want the big spot. So come and see it before anybody else see it. And sure enough, I went to see it, and right there, I told them I'm taking the spot. Of course, we negotiated the price and everything,
Sure.
but I took the spot. But the beauty is that even the mall, they're looking for people like us, to bring entertainment to the mall, for families, because this
Sure.
brings families together. Because there's stores, there's restaurants, but they need entertainment also, and that's the beauty of what we do. We bring people in.
Yeah. Now, how big is that location?
That was a big space too. That was 13,000 square feet. A
Okay.
really big space.
So you
Yes.
have a good spectrum there from, 3,500, let's say 5,000 with the birthday area. Then you almost doubled that. And then now you almost doubled that. So
Yes.
that's pretty impressive to keep growing in the side. And that gives licensees an
Mhm.
idea. They don't have to start with 15,000 square feet. What would you say is the minimum that somebody would need to really have an effective operation, to lay out, a course and have everything that they need? What would you say the average size would be?
Yes. Okay. It all depends, John, if they want to do birthday parties or not. Now, I'm going to say something. What I'm doing, if it's a smaller space, I'm doing birthday parties because it's easier for us to pretty much keep control. Because the thing is this, what we do with the space in Peabody, we do birthday parties, but we do small group birthday parties. It's just for like 12 players.
Mm.
And then we can have somebody controlling, making sure that kids don't get wild. Because remember, kids, they know each other from school, and they
They
never
can
get to
get
be
wild.
together
They can get wild.
outside. They can get wild. So we gotta remind them, the parents, oh, there's no running. Make sure that you keep on your groups, this and that. But for the bigger locations, I'm doing something different. I'm not doing the birthday parties for the bigger locations, just because it takes it would payroll will have to be more because you have to hire more people to keep everything in control. But what I'm doing with the bigger spaces now is that I'm charging a little bit more money, like $2 more
Yeah.
for the play. So I'm actually not making money on the birthday parties, but I'm making money on charging a little bit more. And the thing is that people are not complaining. Since we opened, I have not had one complaint about the prices,
Wow.
being a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of this.
And I'm sure depending on where the location is, a licensee, you'll help them kind of determine, what to charge, give them some suggestions as far as price points, for play, which makes sense. But as far as an owner operator, did you and Vanessa, were you running the show yourself early on and then bringing employees, or did you start with employees?
Uh, John, the first year I was working it, not 100%. It was like 50%. It was me. The 50% was employees that we got. But that was the year that we were able to make our money back from the initial investment. After we hit like 13, 14 months, I took myself out of the picture. I only had employees. Not out of the picture. I'm not meaning that I just left it and I let the employees deal with it. No, we know we have cameras, we have all communication, we have everything. So anything I see, I will call them, or they will call me for questions. And we always go and do the one thing that we do that I think has helped us a lot is continuing training. Even though they're already there doing it, day to day, we still doing training. How to handle when there's an issue, how to talk to customers, when they come in, you got to greet them, you got to make them feel good. We greet them, we ask them, hey, is this your first time at Aloha? They say yes. Oh, welcome to Aloha, thank you for coming. They say, oh, I've been here before. Oh, thank you for coming back, we're glad to have you back again. And it's those little things that we do. What we tell our employees is that customer service is everything. And I think that's the key to this, the success of this business, because we make people feel welcome. We make them feel like family. Once again, that was the whole thing about the Aloha, and making them feel like family. That's like the Hawaiian way. And the other thing that I tell them employees all the time, I remind them constantly. I said, listen, with the common economy nowadays, a lot of people are struggling financially. It's just a reality. And for them to come and spend money to spend an hour to play with us, we should not take that for granted. So, I don't want the people that are behind the register just be like, oh, how many? Two people? Okay, two. Oh, this is your price. No, because people are going to feel a disconnection. People are going to feel sad that they're spending money. There's not going to be the excitement. So we try to do the opposite. We try to put that excitement, to them, like, oh, you guys competing today? Or, some parents and kids like, so who's going to win today? And the kids, me, I'm going to beat my dad. I'm going to beat my mom. And
Right.
and it's beautiful to see that because they start getting competitive, but they become you see the bond of the family, something that you don't see so much anymore. But when they come and play, you see the strong bond of the family because the kids put their phones away, and it's game time. They're competing. They want to see who's the best one. And it's sometimes it's just the grandparents and the grandchildren early in the morning because the children are in school, the older kids. We get a lot of grandparents in the morning with the grandkids. And once again, it's stuff that kids gonna remember forever, it's those memories. And that's what we want to build. We want to just build memories, with these kids so they
Yeah.
can and also because we opened in 2017, that's about 8 years already, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of the kids that used to come when they were young kids, they're older now. You know, some are in college, and they come. They're like, "Oh, I remember I came here when you guys first opened. I had the greatest time with my grandparents or with my parents." And it's just beautiful. It's something that's ongoing. You make a connection with people.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw the employee handbook you have, and it's very extensive, but I like the idea that you're hands-on and you will help a licensee the right protocol for an employee. Where do you get the employees? How do you, I know you told me one time, sometimes high school students, what are the hours
hmm
that you're open, and where are you getting the employees from?
Yes, good question, John. So most of the employees that we have are younger. We have high school students. They usually cover the nighttime. That's from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Mhm.
Well, Monday through Thursday, and Friday, Saturday we close at 9. Now the other ones, the one when we open at 10 a.m., 10 to 4. Some of them are people that kids that just graduated high school. Actually, but most of them they're in college, so they're like first year, second year in college. So we gotta help them, navigate also with their schedules because some have school Monday, Wednesday, Friday, other Tuesday, Thursday. So there's a lot of navigation. My wife is the one that takes care of the, putting the schedule together. But we always try to help everybody, making sure that they have enough time so they can study, that they can do their work, and also make sure that everybody, we don't want to schedule somebody when they're not able to do it. We don't want them to take off from school or anything like that, especially the college students. So, so most of them are college students and high school students, and they come to us. They come to the establishment, looking for a job. So that's how we get most of the people. And some of them, people that work there, they bring their friends to work also. So we have a lot of that also, and siblings.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I could see that.
Mhm.
Do you have one employee working a shift, or is it two? Do you have kind of a minimum how many employees you want working a shift?
So the beauty of this is that all you need is one employee at a time, Monday through Friday. So it's very low overhead with that, and that's beautiful.
That is.
And you don't need two people because the thing is that like the Monday through Friday during the morning time, it doesn't get super busy. Makes enough money to, to cover overhead, to cover the employee for a little bit profit. But the big money we make is on during the weekends or vacation weeks. We get super busy then, but then we need like at least two people there. to cover the whole, the entire day. That's how we do it.
Yeah, it almost sounds, this is a year-round business. It seems like, if it's hot out, people want to go inside where it's cool. If it's raining out, they want something to do, get out of the house. If it's snowing, they want to go somewhere and have some fun and not be out in the cold. So I would
Yes.
imagine this is not seasonal. It's pretty much year-round.
It's pretty much year round. We only have two slow months that I, for many years doing this, which is May and October. But to my surprise, this last year, October, we had a very high month.
Wow.
What happened? I have no idea, but it was a
Yeah.
really high month. But May is typically slow for us because that's the month before that students finish high school.
Yeah,
But
right.
yes, but year round is tends to be busy, which is fantastic.
Yeah. So if we get a licensee, a location, get them a lease, negotiate the best terms, best rates, and all
Mhm.
systems are go, what's the time frame from we got the location to really when they're ready to open the doors? What's your experience on time frame?
Typically, it takes about 3 months.
Okay.
From signing the lease, but then it's being ready. Once we know we're signing the lease, we start ordering everything. The lights, the carpet. What sometimes makes it a little bit slower is every town is different. The permits, the permits. Every town, sometimes it may be the building inspector that may put a pause on the permit because he wants to, we got to see the architect's work. We got to see also we just had we're doing a fourth one right now. This is in Cape Cod, and actually the fire department, they wanted to see everything, even like every single thing, even like the fire, even though it's there already from the previous tenant.
Right.
They want my architect to draw out all the smoke detectors, where they are. So I couldn't get my permit because they want to see that. So that's going to be another week for my week and a half to for my team to put it all together, where it is, and they got to come make sure that it is where it is. We're saying that it is.
Yeah.
So that can delay a little bit, the permits, but um, I haven't had much issues with it except this last one that we're building, but we're moving things quickly. But typically 3 months, 3 months
Yeah, and
to answer your
I always
question.
say that's a great time for a licensee to really start ramping up social media, advertising coming soon, and really getting the word out. So when the grand opening happens, they can certainly get a nice push of new customers into their location. So sometimes that's good to have that kind of leeway. Is there, looking back, Doug, is there anything that you would have done differently or anything that you would change? I mean, you've experienced it more than once. You
Hmm.
kind of, we don't say perfected because we don't believe in perfection, but progress. You've made progress over the years, and anything that a licensee should be aware of or something that you've learned in your experience that they should know?
That's a great question, John. Well, from my side, I have learned some things about, like I mentioned earlier today, about before when I started, I was trying to do everything quick, and it was a little bit all over the place, if I may say that.
Yeah.
Like talk about the paintings. The paintings were like water here, trees here. That it looked like chaos inside. But now I've learned, that there's a way to do things. There's a way to make it attractive. But that's something that whoever comes and gets licensed with us, they don't have to deal with that anymore because now I know how to. I don't want to say I perfected it, but I'm doing much better with that because
Exactly.
that brings more people in. It's just just a difference on the profession, being more professional. Not saying that I was not professional at the beginning, but I didn't have a lot of the answers. How to
Yeah.
make it better. So now I feel like I've been doing much better with that.
You're
So
experienced now. Yeah, exactly. It helps.
Yes. Also, like for now, one thing that I do on the entrance before I will put the counter on the side. Now put it right in the front, and that makes a huge difference because now when people are walking by the mall, they get to see a person instead of just seeing something different. And the thing is, once again, is connection with people because people inside they're smiling. They see them having people having fun because I keep the plinko right. We have a plinko on the 18th hole. So what I do now, the plinko is right next to the register, to the counter. So sometimes on the plinko, you have two groups, like maybe four, another group of five that are playing. And what we do on the plinko is that there's two holes. If you get the one on the top, you get a free admission for another day.
There you go.
And so we like to have an alarm on that. So, when it goes, they get the alarm, they get the lights and everything. And you hear people screaming, ah, and people walking outside like, what's going on over there? It sounds like a party or something. So they come in
That's
and,
awesome.
the person already there ready to greet them. Oh, hi, how you doing? They're like, what's going on? What's this? And, a lot of people that don't know what's, about what's going on inside. And then they're like, oh, I got to bring my family here. So we get lots of that, people that come in just by the excitement that's going on inside. And they have somebody immediately when they come in that they can greet them. And it's just a perfect, everything's perfect now. Before I had them on the side, so they couldn't really talk.
Mm.
And those little things that you get, with experience.
Yeah,
And, that's what I want to, bring, to help people, so they know that they're going to have a successful business.
absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, and
Mhm.
I appreciate everything you and Vanessa are doing. Would you say, obviously, you charge to play, and there's other streams of revenue? Do you have birthday parties, events, corporate events, merch? Do you have merchandise? I guess the breakdown is most of it's coming from admissions to play, and then you also have some merch that you sell at the location.
Yes, John.
Merchandise.
So most of the income comes from the game.
Right.
People playing. Um, on my smaller location, I want to say about 15% birthday parties.
Okay.
But also we sell toys on the Peabody location, and on all of the locations we sell golf balls too. But the ones that are with have like emojis, have like SpongeBob or different things.
Right.
Sometimes kids they don't want to use the regular glow ball. They want to use one that has a character that they like. So we have that income too that comes in, but the majority comes from the play.
Right. No,
Yes.
that makes sense. And the numbers are impressive. And I've looked at many businesses, and if somebody's interested in looking into getting a license in their neck of the woods, they fill out an NDA, and you openly share startup costs and revenue on what to expect based on what you've done. And to get a return within 6 to 12 months is really impressive. I love what you and Vanessa have put together. I have a feeling that Aloha is going to be all across the country. It's just a matter of time. But I appreciate your time, Doug, and look forward to really years of success and really helping you expand the brand. If you are interested, you go to advancedlicensing.com. We're also Aloha Mini Glow Golf.com. And there'll be a page there. If you're interested in opening a location, you'll be able to fill out the form, and we'll get you the detailed information. But Doug, any last words for any potential licensees?
Yes. What I want to say is that if you're interested and you decide to open one, you're not gonna feel alone. You're not gonna feel by yourself. We'll be there to help you through, guide you through. I put the game plan together, with an architect. Um, you wouldn't have to do much. I'll put everything together to make sure that it's a successful business. Because I wouldn't just have you come in and just leave you hanging. That's the least that we'll want to do because we understand that when you make your money, you put in hard work to make your money, and I don't take that for granted. So if you want to do this, it's because you want to make money, and if you join me, I'll make sure that I do my best, to take care of you, to help you provide for your family.
That's awesome. Doug Molina, Aloha Mini Glow Golf. Thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you again, Doug.
Beautiful. Thank you, John.
All
Thanks for
right.
having me.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes.